So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world. And welcome to another interview of the Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector. So, today I'm joined by Xavier, or Xavier, let's say in Spanish. And we're here to talk about their band and their upcoming EP. So, the band is Life Cycles. So, Xavier, first of all, how are you today?
I'm doing great, doing great. Just out here it's like um afternoon here in San Antonio, Texas. So just chilling.
Nice. So for people that don't know Life Cycle, tell me a little bit about the sound of the band for people that maybe haven't heard you.
Okay, so we're kind of like thrash kind of crossover. I would say that's kind of what is a crossover, like a thrash metal, a little bit of like, hardcore influence.
Yeah, no, I would say so too. Yeah, and that's something a lot of bands from San Antonio had that crossover hardcore feel. So you've
Mhm.
been putting out the last few years more EPs. Is that
Mhm.
like a conscious decision to release like shorter, like burst of music than work on a full length? Does it work for the band that way better?
Yeah, I feel like it's always been like it's always worked with like people's I take into consideration like what I would want to listen to or like people's attention spans. So and it's just always been like let's just put out, like the 5 or 6 songs, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's been more of a conscious decision just because, just we just putting out a little bit here, a little there, you know what I mean?
No, of course. So Xavier, you being the drummer, like growing up for you, like which drummers inspired you to pick up the kit?
I would say, Vinnie Paul from Pantera, Joey Jordison, a lot of the usual suspects, um I'm a Dave Lombardo from Slayer, um, John Delmine from System of a Down too, one of my favorite drummers. But yeah, those are some of my favorite bands. So by default, those are my favorite drummers.
Cool. So let's talk. Let's show the EP artwork, which I
Yeah,
have.
yeah,
Here's the artwork for Portal to the Unknown, which is coming out on February 22nd. So yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know why I got vibes. The way you write the logo of the band, I don't know why it reminded me of Cypress Hill.
Oh, okay. I got the C. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Well, obviously, there's Latinos in the band.
Oh,
Most of your
we're
band
all
is
yeah.
you're all like me. We're all Latinos. Uh,
Mm.
so Portal to them, I listened to it. So it's I think it's 8 songs if I'm not mistaken, or 7.
It is.
Let
Hold
me
on, that's a
check
good
it.
question. One,
Don't worry,
two.
I got the info.
Somebody we'll just say 7 or 8.
It's 6 songs actually,
Yeah,
and
six,
so
six. Yeah.
you already have 2 singles out. One is Serpent's Kiss, which
Mhm.
actually ends the EP. So when you guys are, first of all, the album artwork is pretty cool. Tell me a little bit of like what you guys were going for with this artwork.
It's crazy. So this was probably one of the first. Before we even had some of the music ready, I was kind of just like brainstorming some names, and I was like, this sounds cool. Like Portal to the Unknown. Like it's up for interpretation, obviously. So I was like, I felt like I could see artwork looking really cool, and I was like, yeah, let's just use that. And we've been going to the same guy for the last 2 EPs, and he killed it. He really captured like what we envisioned like it looking like, and Portal to the Unknown, like I said, like that's just you know ultimately up for interpretation. Like my meaning could mean different than somebody else in the band, but you know it's kind of just like for me it's kind of just like Portal to our our world and shit like that.
No, makes sense. So so for you guys being Hispanic, would you ever like write songs in Spanish, or do you prefer the English for thrash metal?
I honestly, being like it's like pretty big in like Latino or Hispanic culture, like or Mexican. We're all like Hispanic, so we're like none of us grew up speaking it.
Okay.
It
No,
was all of our parents who spoke it, or to keep it away from us. Like to talk
eh,
about us when they didn't want, when
you
they
know
didn't
that
want us to know.
that's a mistake because being bilingual it's an advantage.
I know. I wish. I pretty much all of us. I mean, I understand like super bare minimum, like enough to order food sometimes. And outside it, but I'm really good at like if I can read it and pronounce it perfectly. Like I know how to pronounce words in Spanish perfect. Like that's always been something I was always good at. So I always felt like we're all Hispanic, Latino, but I feel like it would be a little ingenuine because we don't actually speak it like that. You know what I mean?
No, I totally know what you mean. So I know that you picked two singles, The Serpent's Kiss and Death from Above. How do you
Yeah.
go when you're picking singles?
That's hard. That's another one. It wasn't easy. It was like it's kind of like we always think of first impressions. Like the first one, it was the hardest one because we're like all the songs for us are a little bit different from our old stuff, and then we're like, which one do we want them to hear first? Which is the best one? So, Serpent's Kiss was like this. I feel like is not too far from what they know, and it's like a little more mature, turned up version of it. And then so that was it took a while. We were rotating like every day up until we had to pick. We were like changing it, but ultimately just kind of just like first impression, more people are gonna hear this than our usual fans. So what do we want them to hear? Or like,
Mhm.
but uh the Serpent's Kiss was the first one, and that one, like I said, was like the more matured one, and Death from Above was more like a little twist. So that one was like, okay, let's introduce a little bit different for the second one.
Yeah, no, and on this EP you have sort of like an interlude in the middle. You have
Yeah,
Sanctuary, no, End of Days,
End
uh,
of Days is the yeah.
which is it almost feels like a very Hispanic, like like type of like
Yeah,
flamenco, but like acoustic guitar.
yeah.
And it goes. I think it pays homage, obviously, to your Hispanic roots, and I think it's a
Mm,
great like palate cleanser for the last three songs. Was that?
mm.
Did you guys go like, yeah, we need to do this, even if it's a short EP? How did you decide on having like that segue to divide the EP?
I honestly, we grew up listening to like Testament and just certain older thrash bands that kind of had that like classical guitar in it, and
Yeah.
we've always been super into like that. And I love the Spanish classical guitar, on the flamenco stuff. I'm it's always just been like the notes have been so pretty, and like it's always just something we liked. And we wanted to definitely do it on this one, and we got an actual um like violinist. Like it's not like a programmed one. It's actually the violin on is like a real one. A guy that came and recorded, but yeah, we love those type of interludes, and it was like our producer kind of came through with that one for us. And um that one was we love that one, but definitely we wanted to put it there to kind of change up like the kind of like take a breath, in the middle or the
Mhm.
wherever it's in there. So but we've always loved those type of interludes. So we have like a more of like a guitar solo one in our last one, but this one we wanted to do like the Mexican Hispanic, like the guitar kind of music is what was more like the inspiration for that one.
Cool. So the title of the EP, uh,
Mm.
you say that it means different things to everyone. What does it mean to you, the portal of the unknown?
I think to me it's always been like um it's our world, the life cycles, what we are. So it's like you're entering our world. That's how I've always kind of thought it in my head. Never really put it on, words like that, but it's always just been like the portal to like our world.
Yeah, well, plus the name of the band, Life Cycles, is that like a nod to like all the cycles that we go through life?
You know what? And that's funny. Our singer, he kind of came up with that name like pretty random, and it only meant it felt like it came later. The meaning, this band has been through many trials, tribulations, and different cycles of different things. So it kind of like the meaning came later, but ultimately, it's same thing. We leave it up for interpretation. Like our singer kind of says, like it means whatever you want it to mean. So, but for us, I think life cycles, it definitely has like that, what we've been through. That's what that name kind of came to mean later on. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you're putting the EP out on the 22nd. Is it gonna be out physically or just digitally for the 22nd?
It should be, we have physical copies on the 1126 website for pre-order. So you should be able to buy them on there. And then more or less like digitally streaming on everything.
Okay, so what are the plans for Life Cycles now that you're putting out the EP? Are there some shows in the works?
First thing we got, so we're doing a Texas run, Texas tour with our friends in Live. They're like, it's crazy. Every band it's like a 3-band little Texas tour, all Latinos. Crazy. So it kind of just happened like that. But we're doing a tour with Lai and this band called Soledad, the 21st to the 25th. We'll be hitting up Dallas. The day of the release will be in Houston, McAllen, Texas, in the Valley, and then Corpus Christi, and then the last day is our home show. So that's to start it off, and then just try to, after that, just try to like book some more runs, just pushing the release, and then we have something coming up in April, I think. So that should be announced pretty soon, that's like a little week or so. But literally, just try to this year, just try to hit the road. That's kind of the plan, and just push it.
Yeah. So when you go on the road to do shows, like before I let you, what are like free things you need when you're touring to make life more bearable in the touring?
All right, for one, phone charger and like a way to plug it into the car. That's for sure. I would say some type of pillow, and if it's a long tour, I would say baby wipes.
Baby, well, you can take those pillows that are like for airplanes that are like.
Oh yeah, we have there's like a store that's through, like, it's like a truck stop store called Bucky's, and we all have the same like neck pillows from that truck stop. So that's what we use. Yeah.
Especially if you do a lot of headbanging.
Me, not so much. I'm
No,
in the back,
you're with the drums, yeah.
but everyone else, they're headbanging, so they need those pillows for sure.
Yeah, I think people should cool it sometimes with the headbanging because the neck injuries are real. When I get older, my neck hurts right now, and I don't headbang every night or do.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Xavier, it's been awesome chatting with you a little bit about life and the upcoming EP. So anything you like to say to the fans before we go?
Just thanks for all the support, and who's been rocking with us since day one. And hey, Jam the EP, it's coming out February 22nd. Portal to the Unknown on
There's already 2
1126
singles that they're streaming. They can see them.
Yeah,
there's a music video as well.
Spotify, Apple Music. Yeah, Spotify, Apple Music. However you stream music, YouTube, whatever. There's Serpent's Kiss out and Death from Above out already. So go jam that.
Go jam those, and the rest of the EP is pretty cool. So I would recommend it to people who like the bands you said, like the Slayers, Testaments, the crossover hardcore, because I did listen to like the hardcore element
Yeah.
songs. So yeah, I would recommend it to all. So I'll put the link for people who want to pre-order it physically. So
Yeah.
so people, Life Cycles out February 22nd. So until next time, people, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.